before, through those open doors, where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'm in a warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1350 AM, 1400am.com. Go to church webcast, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
And WMVA 88.9, Peace 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We promise we will shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Go to Cristo Records 1 right now on YouTube. That's CRISTO. And you can go to NFYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise before the show is over, we'll shout you out. Shout out. Mr. E, how was your weekend?
Had a great weekend, wonderful weekend. Oh, the weather was great. I took the lawnmower and cut my grass a little bit more. I just had a great
You always
weekend.
talking about grass and weekend. What else did you do?
Well, I went to a place on Saturday night, and that was it. Had church and had a good time.
That's good. I tell you what, my daughter took me to a wonderful play called Memphis. Mr. Dean, a friend of hers, was in it, and it was really nice, exciting, high energy, and it was lovely because my daughter and I was hanging out.
Okay, that's why it was lovely, because you was hanging out with your daughter.
Absolutely.
Doesn't it feel marvelous to hang out with your babies?
It does. I love it. I mean, anytime we go anywhere, it's just nice. I just, they're grown, both of my children, and but it's just a joy to be with them and have a good time.
And it's a great bonding tool too.
Yes,
Yeah, great bonding
definitely
too.
bonded. Yes. So wonderful weekend, Mr. E. The weather was pretty decent. Friday we ended on a little rain early, but it ended up to be quite nice.
And that's what it's all about. Great weekend, wonderful weekend, and enjoying the weather.
Yes. So I tell you what, Mr. E, this is our FYI Monday Sports Talk. And guess who we have on the line? Mr. E, you got to do a good introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have on the line a special friend of mine that I have talked with him for such a long time. He's a San Francisco 49er fan, and he lives out there in the country part of Oklahoma in a little city round the corner from the Dallas Cowboys. And so, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my good friend, Brian Fuller. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, great people. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Brian, yeah. How you doing? You said it was sunshine in your soul. You walking on sunshine there. But I'm sure you're walking on sunshine because your state and your NBA basketball team is just fire.
Fire, and we're gassing up the parade trucks as we speak right now. Just getting in preparation for the big parade.
How does everybody feel when you talk to folk? What are they saying? What are y'all thinking? You know, what's the energy around there?
The energy is new, fresh, and optimistic.
Wow.
The days of old have passed away like ancient history.
Amazing.
When it comes to OKC Thunder, I talked to you early, Brian, and I don't know if you remember or not, but who did I say was going to be in the playoff?
Well, Mr. E, you know a brother that lives on this earth and reach, to your pinnacle. You have good sense when you walk. And you,
he said, when you want.
You called me and you said, look here, I got my Thunder hat on up here in Virginia.
Brian,
I did remember you said that.
Brian, right. I think you're rubbing off on Mr. E. He may even become a 49er fan.
Never that.
He's been talking about OKC for the longest time. I think his bags are packed. He may be ready to move to Oklahoma.
Listen, don't put that out there. Never that. Because you cut me, I believe stars when you cut me. When the doctor cut me, he couldn't find no blood to put in, so he had to go to Texas and get some star blood and put in there. Never would I be anything else but a cowboy.
Well, Brian, we are so excited to have you on, and we're so excited about Oklahoma. OKC is fire in the house. They made their moves throughout the whole season. How come they were so strong and ferocious, and they just went in there to do what they had to do, and they're right here at the finals.
Is there a resilience? It's been an uphill battle for these young guys. They are one of the youngest teams in the NBA, I believe. I'm not the youngest, and this speaks on the maturity of the MVP. The fresh new MVP, Shai Alexander.
Yeah.
He is establishing the team's mantra, and that's just stay focused. He's not flashy. He just comes to show up the work, and it's been producing with him.
Let me take you back, Brian, about Shai Alexander. This guy drives a 2010 Honda Nissan. He lives in, He's not a showboater. He's not a show-off. He rides a 2010 Honda car, and he also lives in just a regular old neighborhood. He ain't going out there flashing, and he's just a good old quiet kind of guy that loves to play basketball. Mr. Bryant, when we begin to talk about OKC, a lot of folks, didn't think that OKC had it in them. Take us back, Brian, to when OKC first kicked it off in the playoff, when they started playing against these other squads. At the beginning, when they got into the playoff, and they started playing the Nuggets. Take us back. Take us back. And so our listening audience can see how OKC got to where they are today.
Well, OKC Thunder had a pretty much historic season. Landed the number one seed all through the season in the Western Conference. That shows that they had a dominant performance night in and night out to maintain those 13-0 streak, things of that nature. And the continuity stayed when they played the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
They had to go ahead and put the immediate beat down on Memphis because Ja, he don't like to act right. He didn't take loss, losing too well. He wanted to point fake guns at people and stuff. So they had to get rid of him real quick. And then they danced with, to me, I think it could have been the Western Conference Finals. I mean, the Nuggets, they were a supreme team as well. You know, a championship caliber team. That tested the young Thunder. They were tested in this East. You know they were.
That's right. That's right. And they went.
They rose above that, and they had to face the Minnesota Timberwolves, who everybody assumed that they put the crown on Ant-Man's head. Yeah, they want to disrespect the MVP and try to say Ant-Man's the face of the league, and he knocked out King James and Joker, Luka. I mean, so he had to go ahead and show him. Look here, Ant-Man, you 23, but I'm a mature 26.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just step back, young brother.
That's right. And Brian, I loved every minute of it because when they got there, the Grizzlies' score was 117 to 115, and the Nuggets was 125 to 93, and then they turned around and beat the Timberwolves 124 to 94. They swept the Grizzlies. They almost swept the Nuggets, and they almost swept the Timberwolves. Ant-Man would never, ever show his face around that young boy, that young old boy, mature young man again. And then they had to play. And I told everybody that that OKC will be the best in the West. They the best in the West, and they had a great season. And then they come up against another one of these teams that's on the Eastern Conference. And you know, let's talk about that Eastern Conference, how the Pacers got there. Oh, wow. They played against the Cavaliers. Tell us a little bit about that, something, Brian.
I have to tip my hat to the Indiana Pacers for doing this 2 seasons in a row. Mr. and Miss Hinton. Mm-hmm. You know that they had lost to the Boston Celtics last season in the Eastern Conference Finals. So we know that these young guys, they are almost identical to the Thunder, and being a young team with a lot of great defensive players, as well as you got a Sean Halliburton. Fresh off the Olympic gold medal performance with those great guys last year, and he's one of the only few who's missing some jewelry. So I know they're hungry.
That's right.
I know they're hungry in Indianapolis, but they say, is that the corn? Is that when they got corn and all that? Well, that's the only thing he's gonna eat if he's hungry.
Now let's look at it. Heidelberg, he did win an MVP. How did you see that? How do you think he felt this weekend when they took the MVP, not for him, but for that guy by the name of Shinoko?
Well,
Pascal got the MVP.
How he got the MVP?
No. What you call thought that he was going to get it. Heidelberg thought he was going to get it.
For the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, for the Eastern Conference. with Indiana Pacers. He thought that it was going to go to him, but it went another way to Pascal. How do you think Heidelberg felt?
Oh, okay. Well, if he feels any type of way, I guess his ego may be bruised.
Yeah.
But Pascal is a great player, and he's won championships before. His leadership, I'm sure, is important. The guy can flat out play, and he has the Thunder is going to have to definitely eat their Wheaties to stop him.
Wow.
To say
Yes.
they're going to have to show their defense. Yeah.
Well, Mr. E and Brian, I want to know who's glad that the Knicks went home. I mean,
I'm so
I tried
glad.
to push him, and
I'm so glad.
they had a good season, but I'm telling you, at the end, they just couldn't come through. Why, Brian? Why?
There's not enough basketball.
Woo!
You know, Jalen Brunson, I know he wants the spotlight, but, you know, they got a lot of good players as well. If they can pass the ball around and let, like, OG get his shine on, Bridges, you know, Big Cat. I mean,
Yes.
I just think they had a miscommunication. But I noticed that Brunson, he definitely was going to, they're going to win off of his back.
Absolutely.
Well, they thought that they thought
he
they
could
were going to
carry.
win, but he was so violent. He was so New Yorkish.
That's what
He was
everybody
so-
say. Why y'all say that
he
he
was-
got that
he was-
thug in him?
He got a little thug in him. Look, if you see him butting people, I mean, just butting people and pull them back pulling the jersey back like he was going to pull them down to the ground. A little hoodlum. That's why he didn't get it.
Yeah, you know, only Draymond can get away with that.
That's right. Draymond Green.
But I like Brunson. I like his demeanor. He remind me of a young old man, and he just a different type of character.
He won't make it in the league like that, trying to bully somebody. He in there trying to pull somebody down, headbutting folk, you know, like he was in the street. And then he sat down at the interview table. Did you see the interview table on him? He sat down at the interview table and said, "I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You home. Believe it."
That's a
Yeah, I
shame.
believe.
Ooh, they're gone. But the Pacers, all right. So, Mr. E, that game on Saturday, May 31st, it was the Knicks and the Pacers.
Yes.
It was 108 to 125. The Pacers just thought they were going to just, I think they knew it was the way they played. They had so much energy. They just had that connection with one another. They was like ballerinas to me. They just jumping in the air and carrying on. They had a lot of confidence.
Well, I told you, Miss Hinton, and I told Bryant too, that what was going to happen, they're going to lose in New York to take it back to Indiana to the Pacers. You know, they lost to New York and they celebrated right at home. Reggie Miller said something that was so key. He said he wanted in New York. So he didn't get an opportunity to celebrate in Indy until he got back home. So now Heidelberg and Pascal, they won it in Indianapolis. And, you know, they weren't on the Speedway, but they won it. They beat the New York. Let me say this again. They beat the New York Knicks. It was a 4-1 series. The New York Knicks couldn't get past one game. And I'm so glad that New York Knicks.
Somebody said they had to give the Knicks one.
They could have swept them. Brian, they could have swept them, couldn't they?
Yes, they should have swept them, but I guess, you know, maybe the powers of peace said, please.
They needed, I'm telling you, they needed that one. They were going to look real bad.
To the guard. Can I go to the guard one last time?
And he got that. What do you think about Spike Lee's outfit that he got specially made to walk? Did he think for 1 second? Do you think, Miss Hinton and Brian, do y'all think for 1 second that when Spike Lee got them costumes made up that he was going to be a winner?
More Better Blues, baby. That boy had those More Better Blues suits on.
He got, and I know he's feeling the blues too. Mr. E, he should have donated that money to charity.
I'm telling you. Wow, he tried. I mean, he was a good cheerleader. He was a good
Yeah.
coach. Spike did a good job, but it just, that team just, hey, they couldn't go all the way to the top.
They're not gangsters.
Oh.
See, New York has changed. New York has.
Now you just sit there and said that.
Surely did.
He
just did it.
He's a baby gangster. He's a baby gangster. He's not a real gangster.
They will be back now.
They will.
I see the Knicks still fighting with Boston.
They won't make it.
Indiana.
It's over.
Probably Cleveland.
Mr. E, they have a chance.
It's over. They won't be
They have
back.
a chance because look at this. See, their season was good. They made it to the semifinals. You got to give them props for that.
Let me tell you right now, the wind has been knocked out of their sail. They will not attempt to come back because they have got their feelings hurt. New Yorkers, when you heard a New Yorker feeling, they go off to the deep end. You might find them with some cement around their shoes, getting ready to jump into the lake. They will not be back.
I know it. Come on. Mr. E, let's give them some props now. They made it to the semifinals. They were almost there, bro.
Brian, New York Knicks haven't won anything since what? Elgin Bailey or since Bill Russell or some of them old cats.
Back down.
They haven't done anything since them old heads.
That's cold.
They're back though, Mr. E. We'll see the Knicks in the future.
You will not see
them. I believe so too, Brian.
You will not see them. New York.
Folks in Indianapolis.
New York.
Nice city, if you have been there.
New York's dreams have been shattered. New York has been shattered. There are not no real New Yorkers there anymore because he went in and butt the man and pulled the man by the shirt, and he called himself playing basketball. He's not the only gangster in the NBA now. I mean, the rest of the gang. See, what he should have been playing was Draymond Green. That's who he should have been playing.
Well, I tell you what, it was some great games. Look, we got the finals coming up. Who's in the finals? Drum roll. We got OKC and we got the Pacers.
Yeah.
Look, y'all talk about it. We got they are playing what? You got to get at least 4 games to win.
That's right.
And I want to know your prediction. Who's gonna win this first game, Brian?
Oh, of course. Oklahoma City. OKC. June the 5th. The first 2 games are in OKC. Now they overcharged too. The good folks here in Oklahoma.
Really?
$800-900 for
my goodness!
I can't go for it. But I will say that the crowd is electric.
Yes.
It's almost 20,000 people.
Ooh, okay.
When they get going,
they get going.
I mean, Shea gonna have a big game. Shea Gill's gonna have a big game.
Well, Brian, look, let's look at both of the teams now. What's the greatest thing about these two teams, and what are their weaknesses as well?
The weaknesses, I would say, is the youthfulness, maybe the inexperience coming to these finals for the Thunder. They have great defense, at least 8 to 9 players, so it means their bench. Jay Will, Isaiah.
They got a bench now.
Russo. Yeah, these guys are coming to defend. And for the Pacers, I could say it could be their lack of, their bench. I mean, they can run deep, but not as deep as the Thunder.
That's right.
Wow.
So I'm going to go out on the limb, and I'm going to tell y'all, like I told Miss Hinton earlier, Brian, and I told you also, that OKC going to take all of it.
Ooh,
OKC.
Oh, right there. Really?
OKC.
Wow.
See, because here's the reason why. Indiana doesn't have the bench like Brian said. They don't have a bench that can come off the, and shoot. And they don't have the speed. They cannot run like them OKC boys. Them OKC boys is dangerous because you got Alexander coming on.
Yes.
Then you got that boy Williams coming out there. Dangerous. Full of dynamite. Then you got that big old tall light-skinned fella. And he is dangerous. I mean, that's them 3 right there.
Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
Well, let's talk about Alexander. He is really I don't know, you would look at him and say, well, you know, he looked like he can play, but he can play.
That's
he is
right.
one of the top players, and he is really he really impresses me. But to look at him, you wonder if he has, and he does.
He's very humble too.
I think that's what
guy.
I see.
You know, he's so humble. He got a nice family. He's very humble. He drives a 2010 Honda Civic car, and he's living in a little teeny old small neighborhood, not having no glitter and glamour.
He haven't got the big head.
He ain't got the big head. He is so humble, and they got a real nice unity. A squad. Their squad is so well put together. They play off, they feed off each other. So my prediction, and Brian said the first two games will be OKC. I believe that OKC gonna sweep Indiana at 4 games.
This is gonna be good, y'all.
I'm going out on the limb.
What do you think it's gonna be? 1 for 1, 1 for 1. What are you thinking, Brian? What are you thinking?
Well, they got to make the money.
The Pacers to win one at home. Man.
They got to do something.
Let me look at it again, Brian. If the bookies don't get in it, if the folks that trying to make the money don't get in it, then they gonna have to make some do-re-mi out of the fan base, the box office, the peanuts and the popcorn, the hot dogs and the hamburgers. Them $45 for a hot dog. They gonna have to make a whole lot of hot dog, and if they go 7 series. But I'm telling you, 2 games in OKC. 2 games in Pacers.
I believe that OKC will probably end up the final champion, but they're gonna have to work for it because the Pacers are no punk either.
No, they ain't a punk.
2 great teams in the finals. OKC may clinch the final trophy, but I believe they're gonna have to work. And look. Well, a couple of those games. I think the Pacers is going to get a couple of those games.
I told Miss Hinton and I told Brian that OKC going to go all the way. It's going to be OKC and Indiana. I made a prediction, Brian, and I told them, guess what I told who's going to win the whole series? Them OKC boys.
All right. Brian. So they're gonna do it. We feel it. We feel it. OKC, but I really feel like the Pacers they're gonna at least get one. At least y'all give them 1 game. Give them at least 1.
No one wants to see a sweep in the finals. These are supposed to be the best 2 teams.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm telling you what is gonna happen. My prediction says OKC. They tired of playing. They went home after beating the Timberwolves, and they got a little bit of rest. And see what is happening now. Indy is not. They haven't got any rest yet. But I'm telling you, in my crystal ball, I see.
In your unseeing eye,
I see. Like my auntie said, OKC is hungry. They got to drive.
All right, your auntie said it. She sure did. But Brian, thank you so much for being on. You know you got to come on and hang out with us during these final games. And we're going to see, OKC has a great chance of being on top.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being on. Thank you so much for being our friend.
Sing Oklahoma theme song, Brian. Sing it now.
Well, all you have to do is just play any Gap band. You know, the Tommy Wilson, Gap band are from Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, hey, let it thunder.
Oh, I like that.
Get up early in the morning.
You got to get up early in the morning.
Take care, Brian. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all.
Have a great day. You too.
All right.
Have a blessed day. And thank you all for joining us. I hope you all are looking at these games. They are definitely fire. We're down to the finals, y'all.
Right.
OKC and the Pacers. We shall see. Mr. E said they're going to just take it and sweep it right on up. We'll see. I'm going to give them a little bit more grace of the Pacers, and at least y'all give them one game. But look, have a wonderful evening. Look, we will do a replay for FYI After Dark. And Wednesday, join us for FYI After Dark with Mr. Jason Baker, cryptocurrency, money, and more. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
am now. Where I am now.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Sports Talk with Mr. Brian Fuller is our special guest, along with Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton, along with Mr. E. Yes, yes, yes. My good friend Robert Woolard said, I'm a sportscaster too. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350. And for more information, give us a call, 757-714-7861, or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Bye now.
Oh man, that is just exciting. It is exciting. Mr. E, when is the first game?
The first game will be Thursday.
Ooh,
yes.
At what time? 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock on TNT.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, we want to say good morning to Virginia Sawyer. We have Sheila Robbins here. Mr. E, some other folk up here. And we were not able to get on Instagram for some reason, but we're going to check it out and find out why. We don't want them to miss any of our shows. I will put the link down, Mr. E, so they can come back and look at it on YouTube and things like that. So thank you so much for joining us. We got a few announcements here. I just said about our FYI After Dark. We announced that Jason Lee Baker was going to be on tonight, but he's going to be on Wednesday, January the 4th, June the 4th. And we want you to join us at 6 p.m. on all social media platforms. Also, we're going to have Relationships 2025. We're still getting a date for Alicia Bennett, Katrina Burns, and the Love Doctor, Tony B. We're going to come back also with a hot topic, the fentanyl crisis with Michael Marshall and his team after dark, and talk a little bit more about that. We have a Father's Day coming up. This is the month, Mr. E, we got to start talking about Father's Day. On Wednesday, we're going to start doing it.
That's right. Next week is Father's Day. Make sure you X out dollar store off your list.
Oh, right now. Mr. E, they got some cool, allegedly, things.
But
in the meantime, Chris Hinton is going to be here with Beard God, telling you about some great gifts for fathers. Also, we're going to do summer pool and swimming safety tips. We have a great new company that's going to be with us. We're going to set a date for that. Also, summer vacation travel tips. I know a lot of y'all want to get out of town, get out of Dodge. So we will come and bring you the summer vacation travel tips around the town with Everette. I can't wait to do that again. I love that segment. And again, hot topics. We're going to do the fentanyl crisis with Yolanda Hinton. I want to make just say this, and we should have said it on the air. Gerald Jones, the Honorable Gerald Jones, passed away this weekend, and we pray for the family, and we just know that he's in a better place, and we just thank God that we got to know him. We got to have him on, and he was a wonderful, wonderful judge and a friend to Mr. E as well. So you all keep praying for the family. Don't forget Fun Friday and our women's issues, our men issues, and to follow us on social media, and how you can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor. Mr. E has the tea on that.
Yeah, don't forget that if you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you got to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you can inbox us on Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. Don't forget, if you want to be a special guest or sponsor, intern, or if you want to be in our audience, email us and we'll email you back. You email us your email, we'll email you back with the date and the time that you can be in as a special guest in our audience. And all you got to do is send it to FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com.
All right, be blessed. We'll see you tonight with our replay. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And also, we'll be back here on Wednesday with a great, great topic. And we're going to introduce our Father's Day segment. Have a wonderful day.
2 up, 2 down.